Hi, this is Brandon Spillane from ThirstGym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the short-seated high cable row, specifically the one-arm variation. And this is a great exercise for, one, improving overall mobility and movement capacity of your athletes and your clients. It's also going to tax the abdominals, open up the low back, open up the hip musculature, and at the same time improve our upper back and lat strength. So what you're going to need some kind of cable machine that you can put up at a relatively high position. It doesn't want to be low. Again, the high cable row. The best way I like to think about it is I like to have the cable, the apparatus part of the cable above my head. That's usually a good start position to get a good angle. However, whatever you need for your client is going to change based upon where you want them reaching. You may want them even just a little bit more high than front instead of straight forward, or you might have somebody that's got pretty good shoulder mobility and you want to kind of really get them up here, then by all means. I've also got a yoga block here that I'm going to use for what I like to call adductor feedback. This is an optional piece. If you can coach your athletes to do it without it, that's great. However, for somebody like me who likes to be in this extended position all the time, this helps give me external feedback cues to make sure I keep my hips kind of closed in. So I can find this very beneficial for many people. And generally for programming this exercise, chances are you're somebody that's probably going to want to use this feedback mechanism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the cable here. I'm going to take the yoga block, placing it between my feet here, and I'm going to be in the short seated position. So really quickly, what that means is I'm going to take my feet in almost like a sit-up position. So feet completely flat, knees in line, and then I'm going to try to create some tension with my hamstrings here so that my feet aren't out like this and not touching the ground. I'm still getting that ground feedback from my feet, but then what that's going to let me do is I'm going to try to sit up a little bit. That's going to help me feel my abs, low back is rounded. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this yoga block, give it that gentle squeeze like we mentioned. Now for me, this is already a tough position to be in. I can already tell that my hamstrings are working overtime, my low back is relaxed, my abs are having to keep everything down because again, I'm usually in this extended position and this is the entire opposite of that position. I'm in a big flexed position. You can move your feet as needed, but again, we want to remember they're flat, so I don't want them like this. So for me, this is about as far away as I can get them, and that's about as close as I can get them, so I don't have a whole lot of wiggle room for myself. Now, what we're going to do, I'll use my left arm so you can see this a little bit better. What we're going to do here then is I just like to keep my hand on my chest. Again, this is just for external feedback cues. What we don't want is our hand like this. So notice I'm leaning away. I'm kind of giving myself support. That's a big no-no. We're trying to get this to open up. So to do that, I need to sit forward, kind of keep this down. You may feel it's a little uncomfortable. It's okay. And again, we don't want to hug here either. Hand across the chest works best. And then all we're going to do is perform a simple like lat pull down / row, and then back up. Should feel a lot of abs. Low back should be good and relaxed. My feet are working overtime. My hamstrings are working overtime to maintain this position. And then I want to make sure this gets good and long. I don't want to just stay here. Let that get good and long. Keep a good range of motion. And then I would switch sides here as well. The other option you have when you do this, you can also have your athlete or client supinate as they come down. Chances are if they're in this position, we need them in a good supinate position. That will help open that upper back up just a little bit more. So when they're here, they can hold that and pull down. And this will then help open that shoulder up a little bit more as well. That's totally optional on how you want to coach it and cue it. So I can already feel my hips feel a lot better from that position already. I don't feel like I'm in that extended position. I feel like my low back's kind of relaxed. My abs are working, my hamstrings are working. Wait, was it heavy enough for me to actually get like a lat stimulus for a demo purpose? But you kind of get the idea. So what I really like about this exercise, again, improving mobility, especially at the hips, low back area. If somebody's got that position, this is going to help you. And then we kind of get that full body repertoire as well, with upper body's working, the abs are working, everything's working together. So you can see why it's a great exercise to improve movement, but still get some strength training from behind it as well. So when it comes to programming this, I usually like this for about 3 to 4 sets, everywhere from 8 to 10 reps per side. Because usually weight is not the limiting factor, it's the position piece. Increasing reps generally works well for an exercise like this because it's the longer that you're having to maintain that short-seated position, which for someone like me is not very comfortable. So it's going to help me improve that hip mobility because I'm in this short-seated position, and that's helping me, and I'm also getting some added benefit as well. With our personal training clients, love an exercise like this because usually they're in that extended position. They're just the way they are. They walk in with this really big extended position, low back, back issues and things like that, this is a great way to get them that full body work and know that we're going to help them move better, but at the same time we're also obviously expending calories, building some muscle and things like that, and that makes a big bang for the buck exercise. So give this a shot. If you're in that extended position, I think you'll find this is something that's going to help you feel better just in general. But again, it also be a little twist on your accessory work if you're looking to weigh and improve your high cable row and get more out of it than just lat training. So, if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.